the Always Believe House. Oh, today we're going to continue with exponents. This is, like I said yesterday, it's really tough. If you have questions, I did a little bit of a tutorial yesterday at the beginning of the video. So go back and watch that. Today I'm only going to do a few of these problems for you. Then you can finish the rest. You just need repetition at this, okay? You just need repetition. Remember, in Algebra 1, we are teaching you to write the answer without negative exponents. Sometimes a negative exponent will appear in the answer, okay? Also, this right here, this symbol means to multiply. So like on number 1, technically you could write it like this, okay? They're using that star symbol to multiply. Okay, I'm not going to help you off with the first part. That's pretty simple. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1. Very quickly, I'm going to do 5 and 6 for you to show you the difference. On number 5, the only thing to the 0 power is the x. I would mark through it that way. This is going to turn into 4 times 1. On number 6, the whole thing is to the 0 power. So that whole thing turns into 1. Do y'all see the difference between 5 and 6? That's very important. Only the part that has the 0 power turns into 1. Okay, for instance, and I will do number 9 for you. On number 9, something important you want to remember. If you were to imagine this without the exponents, I would just have 3 over 27. I could punch 3 divided by 27 in my calculator, and I know my answer is going to have 1/9 in it. If it doesn't have a 9 in the denominator, that answer choice is wrong. So if you're taking a multiple choice test, you know that 9 has to be in the denominator. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put 1 over 9, and then this z to the 0 right here is going to turn into a 1. Now then I'm going to go left to right to do my math. So I'm going to put down an x. Since I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract. I'm going to put 2 minus 7. And let me make sure that looks like a minus. And I'm going to put it way up here so I can put my answer. Then I'm going to put y, and then I'm going to do 3 minus 2. Okay, let me make that a minus. And then the z went away, right? Now then, what is 2 minus 7? If you need to, punch that in the calculator. That's going to be a negative 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now then, I'm going to write down my answer. So I have a fraction bar. My 9 is on bottom. The x to the negative 5 goes to the bottom since the exponent's negative, and the y to the 1 stays on top, but I do not put an exponent of 1, do I? So the answer would be y over 9x to the 5. That's the thought process that needs to be going through your brain. Okay? Remember, when you divide, you subtract the exponents, numerator minus denominator. If you get a negative answer, the letter goes into the denominator. Okay, really quickly, let's do number 10. Okay, on number 10, we're going to have, and I'm not going to do all of them, we're going to write down our x, and then we're going to subtract the numerator minus the denominator. So we're going to do 1/2 minus negative 2/3. So on your calculator, punch 1/3 minus negative 2/3. Use your calculator. Control, not equals. So control divide. 1/2 down 2, right arrow button, minus, and then a negative, Jiminy Crickets, a negative, and then another fraction, control divide, 1 down 3, or is it 2/3? It's 2/3. So I need to make this up here a 2. Sorry about that. So 2 down 3. So 1/2 minus a negative 2/3. If you can't do this, you've got to take the time and use the calculator. Hit enter, and we get 7/6 going. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So this is going to end up being x to the 7/6. Piece of cake, huh? Just do the math the way you were taught. When you divide, you subtract. When you multiply, you add. Okay, let's go to number 13. Okay, on number 13, we're going to go through this, and what we're going to do is we're going to combine all of the top and all of the bottom, okay? This is how I would do it, okay? So on the top, I'm just going to write this down, draw a fraction bar. I have a 10 times a 4, and then a 2 on the bottom, and then I'm going to write down my letters. So we're going to have a q, and notice I have a 5 and a negative 4. So I'm going to do 5 plus negative 4, and then a w on top. And then on bottom I have a w, and let's do it this way, because that's going to be confusing for you, okay? I'm just going to group everything. So we have a q to the 5, then a w to the 7, a q to the negative 4, then on bottom we have w, and then a w to the negative 5, don't we? Okay? Now then, let's just do the number part. So on your calculator, you can punch 10 times 4 divided by 2. You can hit that in the calculator. That's going to give you the numerical answer. If you do that, you'll get 20. So I'm going to draw a fraction bar, and I know 20 is going to be on the top. Now then, I have 2 q's on the top, don't I? I'm going to group those q's, and I'm going to do 5 plus negative 4. What is 5 plus negative 4? It's 1 in it. So I know I have a q to the 1. I have a w to the 7 on the bottom, on the top, and then on the bottom I got 2 w's. So I got 3 plus a negative 5, which is a negative 2. So now I have this, don't I? Okay? Notice I have 2 w's. I have 1 w on top and 1 w on bottom. This is steppy, the more stuff that's involved. Draw another fraction bar. Well, we really don't need the fraction bar, but go ahead and draw it. Put 20q, and then we have w to the 7 minus negative 2, don't you? 7 minus, and there's nothing left on bottom, so it's 1. 7 minus negative 2 is a 9, so my answer is going to be 20q w to the 9th. You could have also switched that up here and put w squared, right? And then the 7 plus the 2 would have been the 9, okay? So you could have got rid of that. You could have done this. You could have wrote down 20q to the 1, w to the 7, w to the squared all over 1, and you would have got the same answer, right? So you could have put that negative on top and then added, rather than do the 7 minus negative 2. Okay, I'm going to let you try to get 14 on your own. If you need help, contact your teacher. Number 15, you're going to do length times width. Okay? I'm sorry, you're not going to do length times width. The area is this, so the area equals the length times the width. Your area is 54x9 y8, and it's equal to the length is 6x cubed y to the 4th, and then you're going to multiply that times the width. So to get the width all by itself, you're going to have to divide this, aren't you? Okay, so the answer to this is going to be one of those answer choices. You got to figure out which one works, okay? So you're going to operate that out, divide it out, and get the answer. You could do that on your own, okay? Okay, on number 17, we know the width, the length, and the height, okay? The volume is the length times the width. Jiminy crickets, I can't write. Times the width times the height. So the length is x times the width, or the width is x, the length is x squared y, and the height is y squared. You're going to multiply all that together, find out the one that works. Should be able to do number 18. Okay, number 19, you should be able to do that. That's review. And on number 20, you should be able to do that. That's a system of equations, okay? Should be able to do that. You could substitute on that, okay? You can do that. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Contact your teacher, message your teacher if you're having trouble with this. This is one of the harder things you're going to do all year long in algebra. So don't get frustrated if you're getting confused. Get through the problems, get some repetition. You'll be all right. Remember, we believe in you, and you're going to be successful at this. Remember, you are amazing. You were created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.